Davon, DMarque Hall, here in Dover, at Dover City Council, on behalf of the poor, on behalf of the impoverished, on behalf of those with low wealth, the working class, the working poor who should not be poor because they're working too hard to be poor. We're putting ourselves on the line, we're putting ourselves at risk, but I'm here an hour early in the cold waiting for an ordinance about loitering. I felt like some people wanted to lock me up today. Some people I gave money to. I went into a business just now down here in Dover. This man that was working the cash register, he might be the owner of the store. I didn't ask him that. I asked him how long he been there. He said 2 years. But this guy was looking at his video camera. He's looking at them screens the whole time. I'm shopping. I'm buying what it is that I need to buy. Bishop Barber, the co-chair of the National Poor People's Campaign, when he starts to preach, he always talks about how God puts treasure in the trash when he calls men to preach. He puts treasure into trash. We got to be humble. We got to be humble to be able to be personable with the lowest of the low, to speak to everybody no matter where they are in life, what their station is, whether they're getting on a bus or riding a really loud motorcycle. So we gotta raise our voices a little bit. We gotta be able to speak, to preach, to be able to understand, to listen. Look at these trees next to this trash can. This one's a little bit browner than this one. The burning bush. Moses heard God from the burning bush. The bush was on fire, but it still burned. It didn't just go up in flames. God spoke through this bush. We talk about the lighting of the tree for Christmas. When you put those decorations on that tree, there is meaning, there is significance to that. That's important. I had to share that. God gave me that to share with you. I don't have a whole lot to talk about. The news, I'm not a reporter on. I'm happy that Brittany Griner's home. And I'm going to tell you why I'm happy about that. My mom is she identifies as whatever she wants to be. When I was a kid, she told me that she was gay. My mom did. Today, I don't know what she thinks that she is or says that she is. What her heart tells her she is. It might change when she wakes up tomorrow. I don't know. But I've always been an ally because my mom told me when I was in the second grade, when I was 7 years old, when I told her that I didn't like Michael Jackson because he was gay. When the song was on, it was playing on the radio when we was in the Marque. She looked down at me and she said, "Davon, I'm gay." And all the music stopped, everything stopped. My world stopped because I had already been trained, I had already been taught to think that those people were bad. And that word is one that I use to describe anything that was bad. Anything that I didn't agree with, anything I didn't understand, which was a lot at that time. Second grade, 7 years old, you don't know what's going on. So all the kids, we'd always be like, "Oh, that's gay." Somebody messes up, somebody we don't like, somebody do something stupid, somebody do something that we don't agree with, it was all gay. But my mom, she told me what she was. Look at that squirrel. That squirrel don't know what it's doing. It don't know a car might be coming, it's gonna hit it. Squirrel not important, that squirrel's important. There's so many distractions in life that can lead to accidents in life. but we get took out of here. I was in Dover yesterday, and it was about an ordinance for loitering. Dover City Council is trying to pass an ordinance for loitering so that poor people, a lot of times black and brown people who don't have anywhere to go, who might be trying to get to work, who might be disabled and not able to work, who are just existing in that community in Dover, so that the police will have an extra tool in their kit, a tool in their box to be able to lock people up for not being able to do what other people are doing, for maybe not having a car to sit in, for not having a house to go to, for not having a job, for not having the ability sometimes to feed their family, to provide for themselves. We have to help the most vulnerable. We have to give people a place to go. We have to give people places to live. We have to help them to find those places. We have to help them to find those jobs. We have to be helpers and not hurters of people. That's what I agree with. So I went down to Dover to speak on behalf of the working poor, the people of low wealth, the impoverished, many who exist, last night. And when I left from the Dover City Council meeting, I got on the bus and I told the bus driver where I was coming from and what was being deliberated on, what was the reason for my being down there, the loitering ordinance. And he told me about a homeless woman who he rides by every day, who he and his wife minister to. They've been bringing her food. She's been living in a tent on the side of the road, 299, just after Odessa parking ride. You know, it's great that they're feeding her, that they're giving her what she needs as far as sustenance goes, but she needs shelter. She can't stay on the side of the road. It's not a place for anybody. It's cold. There's many places. There's resources. There's hotel vouchers. There's hope centers. There's shelters. There's the Young Women's Christian Association, the YWCA. There's the Salvation Army. There's the mission in Wilmington. And he kept coming back to the fact that, you know, I'm going back up to Wilmington, so I know about different resources in Wilmington, Delaware. And some of those resources aren't provided to the people that are lower down in the state of Delaware. But we got to reach down and we got to help everybody, especially the people that don't have the most basic needs at the bottom of the pyramid. People that are living currently underneath of Maslow's pyramid, without shelter, without a home. Those are the people we have to provide for. Just like Matthew Saad Muhammad, the world light heavyweight champion of the world from past, said we got to knock out homelessness still. And we're going to do that. We're going to keep up the good fight to knock out homelessness and advocate for the least of these, because it's what we got to do. Keep up the good fight. But I'm going to enter. I'm going to enter and say what needs to be said. I got to keep up a good fight. See that money green tree right there in front of the city, front of the M&T, front of the bank. See this M&T bank right next door to Dover City Council. I don't know if I can get close. Gotta give it all of our energy. Gotta give it all of our care.